Ladies and gentlemen, it's going to be Grace Pemberton. She's coming out of Pathways Persuasive Influence, writing a speech with purpose. The title is Relationship Overload. Let me tell you a little bit about Grace Pemberton. Toastmaster Grace has crossed paths with many individuals in her lifetime. She traveled extensively, but is not through with traveling. She has worked as an educator in the private sector and has served in various organizations, thus crossing paths with a ton of individuals. She's a people person and will be presenting today from Persuasive Influence, Path Level 1, Project 2, entitled Relationship Overload, Not Me. That's 5 to 7 minutes. Please help me to welcome to our virtual lectern, Toastmaster Grace Pemberton.
Thank you, Madam Toastmaster. Good evening or good afternoon, depending on where you are, fellow Toastmasters and honored guests. Relationship overload. Do you ever feel inundated, overwhelmed, even bogged down by your relationships? Do you feel you have too many relationships? Not me. Well, let's just dial back and see what relationships really means. If you look it up in the dictionary, it says a relationship is a connection between two people. A connection, it can either be positive or it can be negative. That's what a relationship is. And the experts say that there are many different types of relationships. We're not going to delve into all of them today, but I just want to mention 4 main ones. That is the family relationship, the romantic relationship, the friendship, and the acquaintanceship. Now, each of them had a whole lot we can say about each and every one of them. We'll see. I only have 5 to 7 minutes, so let's see how much we can cram into that. I have an epiphany. I would give you an example of how these relationships sometimes overlap in our lives. And a prime example is with my spouse, Melvin. We share 3 out of those 4 main relationships. We're a family. We have the romantic relationship because we have that love thing going on. And also we are best friends. So we have the 3rd one as well, the friendship relationship. We are besties. So that is how they can overlap. And the acquaintanceship, well, we had that from the get-go, from the beginning. We started off with that. Relationships. Do they wear you down? Not me. I love meeting people. I love greeting people. I just love traveling so that I can meet people, enjoy different types of food, but it's all about the people, community. And when you meet people, you want to establish good relationships with them. Someone once said that a platonic relationship, which is a subtype of these relationships, the platonic relationship, it causes us to have, well, first, let me backtrack. It's defined and categorized by being supportive in that friendship, being accepting of the person, being understanding, being close, being intimate at times, but without sex or romance, a platonic relationship. And a lot of us can testify to the fact that we have many platonic relationships. No, I'm not looking into your window, I'm not listening on your phone, but I know that you do. And here's why. We have developed platonic relationships at work with our coworkers, At school with a classmate. At church, we've developed many platonic relationships. If you go to the gym, you probably have a workout buddy that you develop a platonic relationship with, or in your organization, your volunteer organization, such as Toastmasters, we develop many platonic relationships. And the good thing, the important thing, the essential thing about platonic relationships is that it helps fight against diseases. Eunice just gave us a wonderful breakdown on eating right so that we would avoid different diseases. Don't you know that if you have healthy platonic relationships, that too will help you to lower your risk of heart disease, of stroke. It would help you to be healthy in your well-being. So consider your relationships. Don't think of them as burdensome, but think of them as ways to meet people, greet people, embrace people, bring them into your life. Even though some relationships, like one poet said, is for a reason, some are for a season, and some are for a lifetime. Cherish the relationship. The ones that are for a reason, the person might just come into your life to help you out in a time of need. Maybe save you. If you have a flat tire, they rescue you, they give you some help. That's just for a reason. Embrace it. Be thankful and keep it moving. If they come into your life for a season, it could be 2 weeks, 2 months, 2 years, however long, but it's just for a period of time. It does not have to end or dissipate because of bad feelings or anything like that. It's just that the time has come for them to move on and for you to move on. Be thankful and keep it moving. The ones that come into your life for a lifetime, embrace them. They stick around, no matter if they move away, far away, overseas, wherever, whatever. You stay in touch. And when you get together again, it's like you just saw each other yesterday. Those are keepers. Be thankful, embrace it, and keep it moving. Back to you, Madam Toastmaster.
I am in a relationship with all of you, Madam Emily Dixon, General Evaluator, because we have an acquaintanceship at the very minimum. But today we heard a beautiful speech from second speaker Grace that talked about the 4 different types of relationships. Now, before I talk about that, I'll just let you know I'm a long-time Toastmaster, 27 years, 5 DTMs, all that kind of good stuff. But none of that stuff matters. A speaker should just be able to talk to anybody, and the epiphany is it's easy to evaluate when you know you're evaluating. But if a speaker is that good that you pick up without evaluating, then you evaluate, you know that she put it down. And today, Grace Pemberton, you put it down. You talked about the family relationships. You talked about the intimate romantic relationships. You talked about other relationships, including the acquaintanceships. And it was wonderful because I, believe it or not, have been in a lot of relationships over my life. Now, I'm not going to tell you which kind they were, but I can tell you this. Just because somebody thinks you're in a relationship, that's not my fault because we had a misunderstanding. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. I thought you said, anyway. So all I'm saying is you got me from hello, Grace, because you connected with me in such a way that was very, very personal and very, very important to me in my life. So thank you very much. This speech was full of energy and power. You're a powerful speaker. You're an amazing dictionist. You can enunciate your words very clearly so everyone knows exactly what's going on. All the basics that a good speaker needs in order to connect. You had all those things. Other things I think you should try to work on. I'm not sure if you were standing up or if you were sitting down. My bedrock principle for everybody is to stand and deliver. You need to be able to have that epiphany to kind of dance around if you need to. You need to be able to do the electric slide, whatever. You talked about you and your husband being booed up. You need to get up and hug your husband virtually, like, come here, baby, let me give you a little something. So that you can show that relationship was on point and that it was working. Overall, Grace Pemberton, you spoke to relationships, and I think that Michelle Roach, I think Gloria Clark, I think Donna Howard, my space partner, we about to run that Boston when I come down there. We were very inspired by your incredible speech about relationships. So with that being said, I would encourage you to continue to build a relationship with yourself and your speaking skill, your speaking style, your format, so that not only do you continue to be a wonderful speaker, but you're building a relationship with all of us. I know that young Benita Jackson is probably like, wow, down there in Birmingham, Alabama, enjoying that pizza. She's probably saying, I want to be a speaker like Grace Pemberton because of the relationship that you're building right now. With that being said, continue to find a way, Grace and fellow Toastmasters, to use your voice, to make your choice, to tell your stories, and above all, build your relationship with yourself as a speaker and help other people build their relationship with you by encouraging and inspiring them like Shantae Howard does for me every day. Every time I talk to her and see her, our relationship is a little bit different. It's not like Shantae's got a man at home or anything like that. But what it's more like is that I look at her as the PRM for Los Angeles District 1. And that relationship is just as important as Michelle Roach's, just as important as Grace Pemberton, and just as important as Kathleen Wilson. With that being said, wonderful job today. Continue to speak, continue to build your relationships. Madam General Evaluator.